Hi, I am Katrina Smith, and I'd like to come to you today just to speak a little on Alzheimer's disease, and related dementias. If you look back, you would see that I've shared many posts regarding Alzheimer's and the different types of dementias that are associated with the disease. Today, I wanted to come to you just with a brief snippet of regarding how to handle a situation that you may be confronted with while being a great caregiver for someone that may have Alzheimer's or related dementia. I say related dementia often, and you'll hear that term often throughout any broadcast that I may have, just simply because every dementia, Alzheimer's is just one diagnosis. There are many different types of dementia. Um, there are many different types. So Alzheimer's just falls under the umbrella, and a lot of people don't realize that. So you'll often hear me say that, and hopefully that'll help you guys. If you're ever in a position that you have to explain, if someone tells you or asks you or gives a person that you may know of a diagnosis of dementia, you can ask them what type of dementia. Okay, is it Alzheimer's? Is it Parkinson's? Is it Lewy bodies? Is it vascular? What type of Alzheimer's? What type of dementia is this? Alzheimer's, of course, is the leading type of dementia. Again, as I said before, so many times, and I will reflect back to my first. I've been a nurse now for almost 28 years. And the majority of my years have been dedicated to taking care of people in geriatric nursing. Actually, just probably about 90% of it. However, I do remember the first several years as a nurse in a nursing home, as a very, very young nurse in a nursing home, and having a client that had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Again, as a very new nurse, I was new to nursing, not only to nursing, but I was new to this particular community or this particular nursing home. So didn't know a whole lot about Alzheimer's, about dementia, the dementias, about any of that, even really about nursing, outside of what we learned, in school through clinicals. So very, 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 very green, as they would call it, at that particular time. However, I had lessons. I learned very valuable lessons that I'm able to forward to people today to actually help you throughout this time, because it is a difficult time and you do need the support. You need somebody that you can talk to. You need somebody that is very knowledgeable of the progress and, the whole thing, everything that you may go through, some of the things that you may go through. Because it will vary from person to person. That is one thing that I have learned, and that is one thing that, definitely that you all will know. So what I want to talk to you about today is the interactions, like I said, as a caretaker, you being the caretaker of somebody, of a loved one, or even if you're working in a facility, or, someone with taking care of someone with Alzheimer's or a related dementia. Okay, back to my story. When I was a young nurse and working at this nursing home, I remember a little lady that she actually, she had advanced Alzheimer's, and I remember vividly her coming to the nursing station many times looking for her husband, but she was very, very upset. She was always really, really nervous, and she was in that moment, and that moment for her was real. But I also remember, again, being this young nurse and kind of taking the lead. Kind of just following suit with the staff that had been there for years, just kind of following along with them, not taking the lead of what I know now. I'll say that. But anyway, okay, so what happened with this lady was, again, she was searched for her husband night and day. She was looking for her husband. So the way that the nurses then and the caregivers then had been told to actually take care of her or to make her calm or to bring her to reality was to tell her, to remind her that her husband had died. Not only did they remind her that her husband had died, they remind her of how he died. They reminded her, they took her back through that process over and over again. Saying to the extent of, you remember he had a heart attack, y'all were in the kitchen, he fell on the floor and he passed away then. And this is something that the family had told the family had told the caregivers to share with her because that would actually help her remember. But every time that story was told to this lady, she relived the death of her husband over and over again. That is definitely what you do not want. That is a harsh reality. To me, it's brutal. It's unethical. Is it true? Is that the reality of what happened to her husband? Yes, it is what happened to her husband. However, at this point, her mind cannot process those things. So why continue to take her through that over and over again? There are other ways to handle situations like that, and a lot of people, will say, well, I don't want to lie to them. I don't want to tell them something that's wrong. But there is a time when you have to look at what I was taught as therapeutic fibs, something that's going to help them. It's going to help them more so than it's going to help them more so than hurt them. Can you imagine every day that you wake up, if it's like every day over and over again that you hear that your loved one, somebody that you love, that you depend on, that you're looking for has passed away daily? Over. It's brand new today. Again tomorrow, brand new. The next day, brand new. It just happened, brand new. So you're going through this every single day of your life. Whereas the caretakers are able to go on with their normal brains and go on with their life, and say that to this person and continue on with their day. That to me is one of the most unfair. And these things that I share with you guys, I am Katrina. I'm Katrina Smith, and I consider myself to be an expert when it comes to dementia, Alzheimer's. So I stand independently myself on these opinions and of the thoughts and of some of the facts that I will share with you, because most of these things have been tried and true. A lot of the things, again, I will give you that are definitely experiences that I've had as a nurse. But just the thought of going through and seeing this lady go through this every single day was harsh. And it was so unfair. And what did it lead to? It led to a rapid decline, because what are you doing? She's going through depression. Every day, you're more and more depressed. You don't want to eat. There's so many different things that snowballs from that effect. So in my opinion, and what I've learned and what studies have shown me, is that we get into their world. Instead of trying to bring someone that has Alzheimer's or related dementia into our world, it's easier for us with our big brains to get into their world. And when I say that, I mean, let whatever their reality be their reality, because you know what, probably that reality is going to stay with them maybe 4 or 5 minutes. And we may have to go back through it again the next 4 or 5 minutes. We may have to go again, the next 4. But, if we have to do that throughout the day while we're there, what does it hurt us? What does it take away from us to give them peace of mind? So in this situation, how should it have been handled? My opinion, this is just my opinion. So, I don't hold anybody else responsible for what I'm going to say. But in my opinion, this lady should have been redirected. She should have been given something that would have taken her mind off of her husband at that particular time, even if it would have been something as comforting as saying, you'll see him later, or, he's okay. Because in my mind, biblically, spiritually, I look at it as, to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. That is what I've read. That's what I've learned. And that is what I will stand by, so he's okay. And we go through that over and over again, instead of making this lady or, anybody relive a death. over and over and over again. It's not fair. Shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen. I've also had families that will, working in different, when I'm working in different healthcare places, again, it's always working, of course, being a caregiver or, a nurse on a care unit where I go in and a family may have left a obituary to remind that person that, okay, you remember, you look at this, this person has passed on. Same thing. Leave pleasant memories. Redirect to pleasant things. Try to keep things as pleasant as possible. Is that always easy? Absolutely not. But is it worth it? Yes, it definitely is worth trying. It's definitely worth trying. I would rather see someone try and miss that mark than to just go on and say, this is, to actually have someone upset and reliving that reality over and over and over again. I will come back with more videos just like this, just to help you with this journey. Hopefully, anybody that is a caregiver, working with people with Alzheimer's related dementias, if you are a family member, or if you just want more information of it, I'd like for you to subscribe to my page, and that way you can stay abreast to many different things that I will share with you regarding Alzheimer's related dementias and different other healthcare tips that I'll have along the way. Thank you for joining, and I'll talk to you later.